Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pav Bamber here for PSP Sports. We've also got
Shane Watson from PSP Sports as well.
And with us on the line, we have got Tom Little. Tom, thank you so much for talking to us. How are you, my friend?
That's okay, my mate. Yeah, good, mate. Good. Enjoying my rest day.
Yeah.
Can't complain, really.
Good to hear. And I believe Shane's got the first question for you, Tom.
By the way.
You're on a winning streak of 3 fights now, so you've got a good bit of form running as well. And but obviously you've been inactive for a year. You previously said that you're in camp for a fight now. What kind of fight are you looking for, or do you have an opponent in mind? Or
Well, things are just being made for. Well, you'll be the first person that I've told to say for the Southern Area title. Me and Dominic Accolade gonna get the fight on. We're just umming about money at the minute, but the business side of it should be polished up by the end of this week.
Absolutely. Okay. So obviously, the fight for the Southern Area heavyweight title, that's a huge opportunity, Tom, isn't it? In general, it's going to be a good fight.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, listen, I know previously I've been a bit controversial and been a bit of a loudmouth, but Dominic's a good friend of mine, and I'll give him the champion's respect he deserves. But I know I'm levels above Southern Area level. I prove it day in, day out. But now I'm giving myself the best chance that I can give myself. Been training very hard, working very hard, and been doing well in my first couple of weeks of sparring. So I'm happy, look forward, exciting times. The reason I've been inactive is I've not been able to get a fight to get my teeth into, if you know what I mean.
No, fair enough. And of course, you know, as you said, you haven't quite got a fight big enough yet for yourself to actually get your teeth stuck into properly. So having said that, I mean, as Shane mentioned, you haven't fought in a year, so surely you're only at the moment going to be very, very hungry, very motivated and determined to come back strong and to win these titles, aren't you, Tom?
Of course. Do you know what? I'm coming back in July to send a statement to everyone that I'll listen. That I don't need to box on TV to send shivers down their spine.
Yeah.
And I'll say, once I do what I need to be getting done, I'm not just going to stop there, because I'll be pounding on everyone's door, whether they like it or not, because there's boys getting title shots what they've already been beat for, and there's plenty of hungry young lads waiting. Do you know what I mean? I don't know who they're sucking off. I don't know what's happening, but there's something not right. And it's upsetting as someone who, well, listen, I don't deserve the right to comment on it at the minute, right? But after July, I will open my mouth, and I will say, if any of them want to step up and fight, then we can have it. There's no problem.
Sure. And obviously as well, what's it like training with Scott Welch?
I've parted from Scott. Scott was a brilliant trainer. The only thing that left me, what made me leave, was the financial side of it. Obviously, staying down Brighton and everything. You need, that's like championship, like championship training, which is brilliant, but it also is championship money. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. No,
yeah. So the outgoing was outweighing my ingoing, and it was just for financial reasons. I had to come home. Which, listen, if everything was, I'd still be there now. Scott's a brilliant trainer, and they do some brilliant work down there at Brighton.
Sounds good.
Obviously, you lost a controversial fight to Dorian Darch. What was that, about a year and a half ago now, or something like that?
Yeah.
And you've always had quite a strong desire for a rematch with him. I'm pretty sure you even had it scheduled at one point, didn't you?
I had a scheduled one. I got problems with, well, not anymore. I had problems with my elbow.
Yeah.
Tendons in it, and it's like tennis elbow, you know, like, because I punch out with a lot of speed, when I miss people, it puts my elbows underneath a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Right.
And at one point in a really bad way. But listen, I'm backfiring on all cylinders. He won't leave Wales. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go down to Wales and let them do to me what they've done before. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I don't care. I ain't even got to be in their own corner to fight him. If they wanted to, like, meet halfway or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure at the level of progress. Do you know what? I don't blame anyone for them fights. Them fights have learnt me a lot, not just about fighting, about the business side
Sure.
of boxing. Do you know what I mean? So, and don't be wrong, it's stained me record a little bit. But anyone who watched that fight that night, they know I didn't get beat. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean they didn't even give me a round. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's sickening. Do you know what I mean? But,
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I don't know. Listen, there's some things, if you sit and dwell on them, if I was sitting over dwell on everything that's happened in my short career so far, I'd probably wouldn't be boxing. But just going to get on with it and do what I know I can do.
Yeah. I've seen recently you've been sparring with David Price.
Yeah.
Obviously, for anyone, that's still a good experience because a powerful, high-ranked heavyweight who's knocked out a few big names himself as well. And he's definitely on the comeback trail after the controversial defeat to Tava, obviously because of the drug scandal and stuff like that. And but obviously, sparring with a big heavyweight like that's got to be a great experience, especially when you're going into a fight with a big puncher like Gennady. So fighting someone with like the experience and power of David Price must be a good experience for you.
Oh, listen, it's do you know what they asked for me to go down there?
Yeah. Oh.
And pardon? Hello?
Yeah. Hi, we're still here.
They asked for me to go down there, which I was chuffed about.
Yeah.
Chance. We went down there, and do you know what? It was the first spar I'd had in 12 months, and I jumped straight in. I done 6 rounds, and I was over the moon. David was over the moon. Like, I couldn't have asked of myself to do any more. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I mean. Like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I've handed anyone's ass or I admire it, and listen, because they're just gym stories, if you know what I mean. But listen, I know I handled myself against a good ranked fighter.
Yeah.
And I proved the level that I can and I should be operating at. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it was good. I'm back down there this week with them, and I can't wait to do a bit more with some others. I'll be out sparring a few other heavyweights soon, like more similar to Dominic, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
But, at the minute, it's just breaking me back in a bit.
And obviously, recently there's been a bit of controversy in the domestic scene with Dave Allen and DILLIAN on Twitter.
Yeah, I've caught a bit of that today. It was a bit strong, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. But DILLIAN he took it to a bit of an extreme level and he started threatening to kill Dave Allen, which was a bit funny. But then also you've got Huey Free, who has been made mandatory for the British title as well to fight DILLIAN, but he pulled out due to an illness. Is that where you want to be? Do you want to be involved amongst these scraps as well? And you want them to be chucked around with these sort of names?
I will not disrespect Dominic or anyone by looking past him.
Yeah, of course.
But I will get this fight done. And I trust me when you hear me say I will be knocking on the door of whoever lays in my path for that British title. That is what I'm going for this year. And they can scream and Twitter rant and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And threaten lives and do whatever. But the cold hard of the fact of the matter is there's not a keyboard in the ring with us. It'll only ever just be me and him. And that's when they can put the words into practice then. I like DILLIAN. Listen, DILLIAN is a nice lad. You know what I mean? He's a nice fella. He's obviously building a fight, selling a fight, whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, we're all in the same race. Right? So it's like how to put it, me and Dominic are good friends. Like, good friends. We talk to each other on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
But it's business. Do you know what I mean? We'll be friends. I'll be fight. But trust me when you hear me say, after July, I'll be knocking on whoever's in possession of that British belt.
Okay.
Sure. And of course, Tom, as you say, your focus on Dominic Ackley for the Southern Area Heavyweight title, you're hoping to get, obviously, a victory there to collect that belt. Then you're obviously saying you want that British title. You know, in general, overall, I mean, the world heavyweight scene, the domestic heavyweight scene, right now, it's up for grabs. There's so much going left, right, and centre. For your money, though, how would you assess the world heavyweight scene as it is today? Obviously, with Fury being world champ, Wilder, Joshua, the Huey Fury, you know, as we mentioned, Dillian White, David Price. There's so many guys out there. It's an open division. How would you assess it as you see it now, the heavyweight division?
What I see is we've got a domestic level world champion in Anthony Joshua. Right? I'm not saying he's not a good fighter, because the boy is, and the boy's extremely powerful. The man is, right? But what people are looking past is there wouldn't be no IBF title if Tyson wouldn't have went and stripped the super champion.
Yeah.
And if Anthony Joshua would have done what Tyson did, there'd still be parades in the street for him. That's one thing. And Joshua ain't at the level. He beat a man. He didn't beat a champion. That man wasn't no champion, was he? Let's be fair. I couldn't even see him winning the world title in the fight. I think maybe hurt his knee or done something.
Glasgow, yeah. In January, I think he hurt his knee in the fight. So subsequently, Martin won. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, like, what I believe is at this point in time, I'm not saying that he won't be world level, but Joshua can't mix with your Wilders and your Tyson Furies, not at this minute. There'll be massive fights, they would. Then there'll be fights that everyone would love to see. But for my money, I reckon Povetkin had knocked Joshua out. I reckon David had knocked Joshua out. Do you know what I mean? At this moment in time, I'm not saying 12 months to two years down the line, that might be a different story. But it could be the same story. Do you know what I mean? But
sure.
He ain't on the level of it. And now Daru, I don't look to see him unless they keep picking him silly opponents for this title. And I don't look to see him keep it too long. I honestly don't. But they're doing a good job of him. Sky's doing a good job of him. We ain't really heard a lot from Wilder, really. He's going over to Russia. He's quite a tough old test, you know, I think.
In fact, I think the Wilder Povetkin fight's just been called off, actually, because Alexander Povetkin, he's failed a drugs test quite a few times. So,
really?
Yeah, he got done for, I think, meldonium.
It's the same thing that Maria Sharapova, the tennis player, got done with, because it's been banned since January.
Yeah, since 1st January. Yeah. So I think he failed quite a few drugs tests on numerous occasions since the 1st of January. So Wilder Povetkin's actually off as we speak now.
Oh, well, that's well, I don't know where Wilder's going to go from there, really, because who do you get in? Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think. I'm just saying, I like Derek, and I don't know the other. I thought Pulev and Derek looked terrible the other night. You can put either one of them in there. All they look like, all that European title fight. Look, you go out of Britain, and look at the heavyweight fights. They've either you had two men which fell short at world honours. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So they fought for the European title, both of them did, yeah? So that's really all that's in Europe, yeah? They were the best of a bad bunch, yeah?
Right.
For my money, there's some we've got some good talent home here at the minute. Look, the heavyweight scene is thriving, to be fair.
It's buzzing, isn't it?
But I think that that European fight was just who's going to get fed to the slaughter next. That's like who shall we feed to Joshua? Do you know what I mean? Because both of them looked terrible. They did look terrible. I don't know whether it was a contrast in styles. I don't know what it was. They just didn't look very good at all. As far as from where I was watching, it killed me to watch it. But what I think really, I reckon over the next few months, I reckon there'll be some big. I look to see a massive fight announced with Joshua and Tyson, which if that do happen, that'll be the end of Joshua, I think. Personally myself.
Also, I mean, one thing we have to ask you about is obviously not last November, Tyson Fury defeated the super champion Vladimir Klitschko. Practically 95% of people, from Sky pundits to boxers, to pundits to people in the media world, so many people didn't believe that Fury could do it. I think myself, Shane, and obviously probably yourself and a few other people were a small minority who believed Tyson would actually win the fight. The way he defeated Klitschko in that fashion on a unanimous decision in Germany was just fantastic. And now, obviously, they've got the rematch in July. Tom, I've got two main questions about Fury. Firstly, how do you see the rematch with Klitschko going for the second time? And also, secondly, most importantly, why do you think the media aren't getting, well, mainly mainstream media, like, the Mirror, so on and so forth, why do you think, section of the media aren't getting behind Tyson? And why isn't he being celebrated by the media as being, essentially the undisputed heavyweight champion, as he should be?
Well, the first question is very easy to answer. He will not. I think he'll knock Klitschko out this time, because Klitschko knows he needs to throw. He needs to let go, and when he throws, he's going to get caught. And Tyson's a big man. He's a big, awkward, hard man to hit. So he's going to make him overreach. And he'll catch him. I think he'll knock him out. And I'm gonna lump on. I will put money on that.
Yeah.
He'll knock him out. Secondly, it's like this here, and this is the easiest thing, because it's the easiest question for me to answer, because I see this every day in everything. Tyson and myself and loads of other Billy Joe Saunders, loads. We are the most hated race in the world of people. And what they ain't getting behind him is they don't want to see a man with people, where he comes from. People think racism and everything is dead and gone. But it's not. Trust me, it ain't. They don't want to see something that's so despised at the top. Listen, you look at the world heavyweight, that's the top of the tree. That's the only grow boxing. Right? You don't get no bigger prize than being the world heavyweight champion. Right? Now, he went and done, which nobody could do for, was it 11 years? 10 years?
I think Vladimir was champion for 11 years, yeah.
Yeah. He went and done what nobody could do, what the country's beloved David A. How did the country get behind David A when he went over there to do whatever he done against Vladimir? But the full nation got, don't get me wrong, the full nation gave him a bit of stick when he started whinging on about his toe, but they still got behind him. He got more support going into the fight, David A. did, than what Tyson's got after going there and dethroning a super champion. Now, it's only ever going to be one thing. People don't like his boxing. People don't like what he is. Do you know what I mean? And he's a straight up man as well. He's saying exactly how things is. He ain't gonna spruce things up for the media. He ain't a puppet on a string. He won't be told you get some people. They might as well have someone's hand up their ass and being used as a sock puppet, because they won't speak for themselves. He's got his own mind. He's got his own view. He's doing his own thing. And listen, let's not forget, he done it the hard way. And this is what killed me. Because listen, I'll never be able to go and beat a super champion, because there won't be a super champion to beat. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
And you got to look at it, if it wasn't for someone like Tyson Fury dethroning Klitschko, the heavyweight boxing division wouldn't be where it is now. Like, it's a lot more open now. There's a lot much bigger fights happening now, and people are getting the opportunity to fight for world titles now too.
Let me put it this way: it's a chain reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
If he wouldn't have beat Klitschko, Joshua would still be British champion.
Yeah, right? That's true.
Now, I'm not saying Joshua can't be beat, but you wouldn't get a willy-nilly title shot for Joshua. You ain't gonna do it. You get handpicked and selected and done to suit him. I was crying for a fight with Joshua. I mean, what's that? I said I'd fight Joshua for pennies. I said, whatever you give me to fight him, I'll give to Great Ormond Street Hospital. So that was back when he boxed at Wembley.
Okay, but back in May 2014.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how long I've been after a fight. Because the man, he's beatable. He's well beatable. Do you know what I mean? Speed and movement is something that he will never be able to handle. Because taking past 4 rounds, his legs go like 2 gas bottles underneath him, and he stiffens up. Do you know what I mean? Him and Dylan showed that. The only thing Dylan done wrong is he went too competitive with him too early.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If he would have resolved it, kept that little bit, just made him throw and miss, kept him thinking, that could have been a lot different fight. But I think, back to Fury. It's an upsetting thing to know that no matter what you ever do, it will never be good enough. So rather than the media, shame on them. They should be getting behind him and should be pushing him and saying, look what Great Britain got.
Of course. Exactly, 100%. I mean, to be honest, the way I look at it is from a fight's perspective. I mean, even as Shane said, if it wasn't for Fury winning the title, other guys wouldn't even be getting a shot. Not only that, Vladimir was super champion for 11 years. No one really came close to beating him, and he done it. Also, he done it against all the odds in Germany, got a decision. Fourthly, practically 95% of people thought that he wasn't able to do it, and yeah, he still put on the performance that Tyson did, and he still dethroned him. So credit to him, and fingers crossed he wins the rematch as well.
Exactly. He'll win the rematch, and that will be the end of Vladimir Klitschko. That will be the end of him. And then what more can he do? He had to fight numerous eliminators. He went and done it all, and you can't take nothing away from him. There would be the British scene would be still all locked up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everything would be it'd be a lot different. Do you know what I mean? He went and freed the full division up, and has he got any thanks for it? Medially, no. Do you know what I mean? You look at some of the things you get on the back page of the newspapers and whatnot. The only time he'll get in the newspaper is if he says something that someone don't like. Do you know what I mean? Sure. And that's not what they should do. They should, like I said, they should be pushing the champions and look what we've got here now. Kind of keep going, because it wouldn't just make for Tyson. It'd make for British boxing and British media as well, because it'd be bringing bigger fights to Britain. Do you know what I mean? Because if you push a champion out there, more people see it. Do you know what I mean? You can sit and ramble about that subject until you're blue in the face.
Yeah.
But will it ever change? Will it ever change anyone's opinion? Unfortunately not. Do you know what I mean? We're still back in the caves as far as that's concerned. Do you know what I mean? But what people need to understand is there's good and bad in all races and cultures. Do you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? I don't lose sleep over narrow-minded people.
No, absolutely.
Also, I've seen in the past, you had a big spat on Twitter with Paul Butlin. It went on for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I understand why you laugh, because it was actually pretty funny. And there was talk of you two having a fight and stuff for a long time. Also, he has that Midlands title or something like that, doesn't it? There's talk of you getting a house there or something, so you could fight each other for that title or something like that. So I was to say, what actually went wrong there? Why didn't the fight ever materialise?
They just wouldn't take it, mate. They wouldn't take it.
Oh.
Do you know what? He tried out pricing himself. We said, right, we'll give you the money. Listen, it went way beyond the thing. I think it worked out. I was going to give him a large percentage of my purse as well, just so I could beat him up.
Right.
I mean? But it just got to the point I just wanted to beat the man up. He took something wrong that I said, right? Now, look, journeymen, they're a massive part of boxing. Right? They're a massive part of boxing. And this is where the beef of me and him first ever started. All I said is, my name ain't Paul. I was calling for a fight with Joshua.
Yeah.
On Twitter. And I said, my name ain't Paul Butlin. I ain't no journeyman. I'm going to be there fighting. You know what I mean? I'm going to be throwing back. And he got his knickers in a twist saying you weren't a journeyman. So I said, look, I ain't going to argue with you over whether you're a journeyman or not. I said, but you should have some chains hanging out your head or something because you're a human punch bag. If you feel hard up about it, we'll have a fight. No problem. And yeah, listen, it's all there on Twitter. There was some
banter juice, as Eddie Han says. Banter juice.
Yeah, listen, do you know what? For such a small, nothing fight, I swear to God, I reckon a lot of people would have come to watch that over our. Listen, we built that up better than a world title fight.
Oh, so, yeah.
But listen, it even went to the point I said I'll give my purchase, and everyone knows I would have beat him, and I would have beat him quite handily. But if I even went to the point I said, if I don't stop him within 6 rounds, I'll give me purse to, he can pick a charity, and I give it to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's how good. Listen, he was just he took something the wrong way, and I bit once he bit. So
yeah.
I would have loved to fight him. And do you know what? If he wants to fight or fight Dominic, I'll bash him up if he wants. But,
fair enough. And Tom, final question for you as well. Your good friend Billy Joe Saunders as well recently won the world title back in December. Fought very well against Andy Lee. Unfortunately, he sustained a hand injury though for his first offence against Berzak. But I think there's talk of him potentially fighting on the July 9th undercard of Fury Klitschko. There's numerous names being spouted about. Maybe Golovkin in the future. Maybe the Eubank rematch. First of all, what do you think of the fight with Billy Joe with Andy Lee when he won the title? And where do you think he goes from there? What sort of fights are in the pipeline do you think for Billy Joe?
Do you know what? Listen, the world at the minute is his oyster because the team he's got around him, they're doing a great job with him.
Yeah.
Listen, he can be the man in middleweight boxing.
Triple G.
Do you know what? This is the way I see it. Triple G has not boxed anyone like him. People forget how clever Joe is.
Yeah.
He is clever. Do you know what I mean? Triple G is, he's the best middleweight in the world. There's no good saying that. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
He's a good fighter. But Billy Joe has got the attributes to cause him a very hard night's work, and if not beat him, if they take him away from where he's comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Which I think but I don't think that'll be the fight that'll happen. Personally, myself, I reckon it'll either be Eubank or someone else. Or, do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he fights Alvarez.
Oh, Canelo, yeah, whoa. That'll be a good fight.
Listen, he beats Canelo. He's the man in middleweight boxing. You know what I mean? He can name. He's done. Listen, if he went and gave up now, what he's achieved in boxing is second to none, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? So
sure.
He can always hold his head up high. But listen, he can beat them, and he's at the point now. He can name his price really. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
But he's done ever so much. Listen, he's done well for Hatfield. He's done well for Britain. He's really done well.
And he's another boxer from a background where he hasn't got the credit he deserves either. Because you get someone, obviously Billy Joe beat Chris Eubank Jr., but still Chris Eubank Jr. gets more credit as a boxer than what Billy Joe gets, and Billy Joe's a world champion.
This is what I mean. Right now, I was down in Brighton. I can't stand the sight of that. I generally can't stand the sight of them, not because of Billy Joe, just because how they are out in Brighton they are. And if you see how they treat people, strange, everyday, normal people, they act like they're on a different cloud. Well, they are on a different cloud because they're lunatics, they're idiots. But this is what I can't make out. Right, and I get people come up, oh no, it'd be a different fight if Billy Joe fights him. So you must think that the fight's going to pick up from where it left off at.
Right.
Billy Joe won a landslide on the first half of the fight, if not, and nicking rounds in between.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I mean, for me, Tom, personally, the way I had it was Billy Joe won the first 5 comfortably. He was 5-0 up heading into the 6th round, and I think he nicked the 9th, the 11th, and another round. So basically, most people either have Billy Joe winning 7-5 or 8-4. But but for me, to be honest, I was shocked when one ref gave it 116, 113 to Eubank. And also, I was just surprised at the talk after that. Some people thought it was a draw. Some people thought Eubank won. No way whatsoever. Billy Joe won that fight by a good few rounds, of course.
You know what? You always get them. You always get them that think they're just trying to play the case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just want to listen. If you say that black is black, there's always going to be that person to say no, it's navy blue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I hear that.
That's just how it is. That's just how boxing is, isn't it? But look, they think that he's going to. Who has he fit since Billy Joe?
His biggest name is probably Spike or Nick Blackwell, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Then how people look Joe beat 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So listen, he's done nothing. Why didn't he go and chase Danny Jacobs? I'll tell you why, because Danny Jacobs will knock him out.
Yeah.
That is exactly why. Right, they won't go chasing him. Why don't they go and chase Gennady Golovkin? That fight get made easy. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I'm not even a promoter or manager or anything like that. Listen, I could go and make that fight. Not an affiliation with either boxer.
Yes, Tom.
But they won't, because listen, they're rolling out for a massive fight with Billy Joe, and they think that if they want to fight Billy Joe that bad, why don't they why don't they sign a contract? Why do they keep overpricing themselves? Do you know what I mean? If they really thought they could beat him and they were really that hard up about the decision, they would have signed and they would have fought before now. But I don't know why the man keeps thinking he's enough one. He thinks he can skip. He's a British title holder and he wants to run and fight a world title that he ain't even fought an eliminator or nothing for. Billy Joe let to give a voluntary for it.
No, sure, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So fucking, he's interim of something or other, and I don't know what he is at the minute, but he is. I don't see why they don't go and fight Gennady Golovkin either. If he's listening, he's the best middleweight on the planet according to his dad, isn't he?
Yeah.
So and he's listen. The one thing is what's grating me and all. They're going on like they saw that Nick Blackwell was getting beat up. They didn't get to see what's saying. They just didn't want to look like idiots and not stop him going all out trying to stop him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Definitely, I hear that.
Do you know what I mean? That's all that is. Then they're making it. Oh yeah, you're gonna bullshit. You know what I mean? They don't listen. Just say exactly how it is. Do you know what I mean? Just say, look, I was looking like a bit of arse, unloading on him, and I couldn't stop him. So my dad told me to tap into the body from it. Novice.
Because at the time, also in the fight, because me and Pav were ringside for that fight actually as well. when Nick Blackwell was getting hit, obviously it looked like he was getting hurt because his face was obviously quite swelled up and stuff. But he never looked like he was about to go down. He never wobbled or nothing. I think that's one of the reasons why Gary Lockett didn't even throw his towel in and put him out of the fight, because he was actually still throwing punches back and stuff like that. Like, he was fine. Like, he wasn't wobbling. He didn't like he was about to go down, or he didn't like he'd given up. And that's why obviously everyone commemorates him for being a warrior and stuff like that, because he gave his all.
Listen, it's a shame that his career's over and it's ended the way that it did. Do you know what I mean? It is a crying sin and shame. But do you know what? This is what I mean. No, I'm not got nothing against Gary Lockett. I ain't got nothing against. But all I'm gonna say in general is, you pay your percent, not to a referee. You pay your percentage to your corner, right? Now, when your corner sees you getting beaten up, right, right, I'm going to put a classic example here, right? Don Charles, when Derek was fighting Tyson the second time, Don Charles grabbed him. Listen, there was no way Derek was ever going to beat him. He was getting beaten up bad, right? Don Charles looked up and said, "Live to fight another day, Derek. We're going to pull you out. Your name's going right. You're not doing nothing you should be doing. Do you know what I mean? Let's live to fight another day." A corner man, he stood right in front of you, in between rounds. He's looking at you. You're pretty much nose to nose, right? So if he's looking in your eyes and he knows that you're getting bashed about, look, if you ask the fighter, "Do you want to fight?" He can be taking the worst beating ever. He will say, "Yeah," because it's just how they are. That's the makeup. That's how they're made. They won't. They will always fight. You take a man like Nick Blackwell, you chop both his arms off, he'll still try and have a fight with you. Do you know what I mean? It's but you've got to have the right team around you to have that. Not just get captivated in winning. They're looking after your welfare. And if you ain't winning, then you're in a fight that you're not going to win. Which, listen, you could see Yara a while. He weren't going to win that fight. Do you know what I mean? He was getting tired and whatnot. I personally myself, I think they should have pulled him out a couple of rounds beforehand.
Absolutely.
He could have, was saying, but you can't scrutinise Gary Lockett for it, because at the end of the day, he's in a title fight. He's defending his British title. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And also, I think one of the things Gary Lockett said to Nick Blackwell in the corner, I think Nick and Gary had prepared for Eubank for a long time. So I think one thing he said was that we've been chasing this guy for a year now. So I think that it was pretty hell-bent in their minds that, the game plan which they had was definitely going to beat Eubank, I guess, as well. Yeah,
listen. But the main thing is, listen, he's come out of his life intact.
That's the main thing.
The main thing is there weren't a devastating loss in British boxing. The only thing is he will be missed as a fighter. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Listen, I've got to say though, all Eubank done there was fight for a second-hand title, because there was a title that Billy Joe beat everyone in that division who mattered, like the Riders.
Yeah, I think.
He put
exactly.
the stain on all the unbeaten men's records, so it sort of. He was never going to shine in a British title fight. Do you know what I mean?
No, I hear that. I think, I mean, as you say, I think Billy Joe sort of had the perfect run really to his world title. I mean, at British level, he beat Ryder, Blackwell, O'Sullivan, Eubank, and then he obviously beat Emmanuel Blandemura for the European title. Then from there, he defeated Andy Lee. So really, his progression was perfect. He got the British, Commonwealth, European, WBO Intercontinental, WBO World title, and then, he's arguably one of the top 3 middleweights in the world. So, I mean, his progression has been perfect. He's still an undefeated fighter, still young, an Olympian, southpaw, hungry. So his future is only bright, Tom.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. He will be one of the super fighters out there. Listen, he's only young. Like you said, he's only young. It's like, listen, Jimmy Tips says that. Give the boy time. Give him time. He ain't got to go out of these. Listen, I'll tell you something. You put another year on Golovkin. I mean, I ain't getting no younger.
Yeah.
Put another year on him. Hold that fight out a year and see what way it goes. I'm telling you. And people think that he can't punch. Well, listen, he ain't a puncher like Golovkin, he ain't. But listen, he can punch. We see. Do you know what? I'm so close to winning a fortune. And I mean a fortune. Because I bet that Billy Joe knocked him out in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
And well, between rounds 1 to 4, I think I bet.
Right.
1 to 4, and I was gutted. I was gutted.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
When I said it, people said you're off your head.
Yeah.
I said, listen. I said it's simple elimination. Whenever Andy Lee's been dropped, he's been dropped early.
Yeah.
Or he's been caught early. And whenever Billy Joe stopped anyone, finished like Gerald Fletcher, whatever his name was, Tony Young, whenever he's been up against it, he's caught people early and jumped on them and stopped them. So for me, I thought, listen, that was the best bet to have. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oh, it's close.
Ever so close, Tom. Ever so close.
I was calling him some names, I know that much.
Oh, Tom. Go on.
Yeah. Anyways, Tom, that's we pretty much asked you everything we needed to ask you. You've been great for this interview. You've given us very good, honest answers, and we really appreciate having 40 minutes of your time to speak to you.
That's all right. No problem. Anytime, mate.
Thank you so much, Tom. I wish you all the best for your fight against Dominic Accolade. Fingers crossed you get that Southern Area title, and hopefully we can speak to you either before the fight or after the fight. Thank you very much once again.
Alright, well listen, get hold of me before then. Once it all gets announced all properly and everything, I will sort you 2 out a pair of tickets. Come and watch.
Okay, thanks. I really appreciate it, Tom.
Thanks so much, Tom, buddy. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Mate, no problem.
Take care.
See you later, mate.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye, mate. Bye.